So this commenter says, Democrats won't work with Trump on anything. They're against everything he does. I mean, he asked them to stand for the American citizens they work for, and only Fetterman stood, blah, 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 blah. Now, keep in mind, this is somebody who probably also doesn't give a shit when Republicans don't stand, when a Democratic president is giving the State of the Union, but I digress. Let's talk about the subject at hand. Democrats won't work with anything. They're just opposed to everything. But Trump struck a deal with Democrats to avoid the government shutdown. And they worked with him on a handful of pieces of legislation in his first administration. No, the Democrats are willing to work with Donald Trump if what Donald Trump is wanting to do is not extreme. The Democrats have shown that they're willing to give Donald Trump their votes, to the detriment of their own standing within the Democratic Party. House Dems helped GOP pass bills to fund ICE and avert the shutdown. They voted to help fund ICE, and Democrats are pissed about it. However, I do have an example of a political party not working with a president on anything. In October of 2010, in an interview with the National Journal, then Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell said that the single most important thing Republicans could achieve was making sure Barack Obama was a one-term president, not legislating for the people they work for, not making sure that people have a livable wage or have access to health care or a quality education or a safe environment to raise their family in. No, the single most important thing Republicans could achieve was ensuring Barack Obama doesn't get reelected. And since he did get reelected, I'm assuming that means Mitch McConnell was an abject failure. As a matter of fact, during the Barack Obama administration, Senate Republicans utilized the filibuster and other procedural delay tactics a record number of times. As a matter of fact, Senate Republicans used the filibuster more than ever in history during the Obama administration. In 2009-2010, the number of filibusters or threats of filibusters far exceeded previous records with over 40 instances. In fact, about half of all 168 filibusters of executive and judicial nominations in the history of the Senate occurred during the first 4.5 years of the Obama administration. And when it comes to general legislation, the Republicans filibustered roughly 500 pieces of legislation during his term. And all of that was after Obama compromised on his key piece of legislation, the Affordable Care Act. Obama came into office wanting universal health care, Medicare for all. The Republicans were like, that's a no-go. We're never going to vote for that. So he compromised and gave them their plan. Obamacare is a Republican plan, originally thought up by the Heritage Foundation, the same people that wrote Project 2025, and first instituted in the United States of America in Massachusetts by then Republican Governor Mitt Romney, where they refer to it as RomneyCare. So the biggest thing that Obama got done in his 8 years was a massive compromise to the Republicans. Still didn't get any votes out of them. And then he spent the next 7 years having the filibuster and other procedural delays used against him more than ever. It got so bad that Marco Rubio put forth a proposal, a bill. I think it might have been to eliminate daylight saving time. I think that's what it was. That was a Marco Rubio-backed bill. It was his bill. And Obama came out and said, you know what? I like it. We're going to do that. I'm in favor of it. And then Marco Rubio voted against it because Obama was for it. That is a party being against anything a president does. But go on and tell me more about how the Democrats won't work with Trump. By the way, if the Democrats truly didn't want to work with Trump, ICE would have zero funding at all. The DHS would have zero funding at all. They wouldn't. You wouldn't get a single Democratic vote for anything. You want to know why the Democratic Party right now is pissed off at people like Chuck Schumer? Because he keeps working with Trump.